Hello everyone, I'm Emma and I'm your storyteller for today. Tonight's chapter is from The Bee Who Wanted to Fly a Little Higher, and this is chapter 1. Bumble is a bit of a predictable name for a bee, and yet that's the name Bumble's parents had chosen for her. Quite why, Bumble never knew. She wasn't even sure her parents knew, as whenever she'd asked, they never seemed to agree. "We thought it suited you perfectly," said Bumble's dad. "Well, of course it did," thought Bumble. "I'm a bee." That wasn't really the answer Bumble had been looking for. "We simply fell in love with the name. A perfect name for our perfect bee," said Bumble's mum. A bit better, thought Bumble, but still not really detailed enough for her liking. She literally had the worst name for a bee as far as she was concerned. But hey-ho, never mind. There were worse things in the hive than a name that didn't fit. You see, that was the problem. Bumble didn't feel like a normal bee, so she didn't want a normal bee name. Bumble was different. Bumble wanted more than the life of a typical bee. You see, the life of a typical bee didn't mean adventure. It didn't mean straying far from the hive, and it certainly didn't mean going against the rules of traditional bee life. Oh, the irony, thought Bumble. No one can be anything, even though we're all bees. What Bumble meant, of course, is that by the rules of the hive, only the queen gets to be someone, and in fact the someone, as the queen is she who must be obeyed, and so everything the bees did was always about pleasing the queen. "It just sucks," said Bumble, to no one in particular. "What does?" said Beatrice, her friend and co-worker. "Oh, just being stuck in the hive," said Bumble. "It's just the same every day. Don't you ever get bored?" Beatrice pondered this question for a moment. This wasn't something she'd ever really asked herself before. In the end, she answered honestly. "Well, I guess I've never really noticed," said Beatrice. "I mean, yes, we do the same things each day and the same jobs, but that's what keeps a roof over our heads, and that's what means we get to stay safe and well and allows us to raise the next generation of bees just like us." "That's exactly the problem," said Bumble. "Bees have just been bees for so long. When did any bee ever ask themselves whether this is all there is to do in the world? I mean, what if this is it, Beatrice? What if we only get one shot, and this is it, and we just waste our life doing work for the queen, and we never see the whole world that's just outside?" "Bumble, be careful what you say," said Beatrice. "That mouth of yours can be more dangerous than your sting. You know you mustn't ever say anything against the queen. That could be classed as bee treason." This was meant as a warning to Bumble to be careful about what she said, as expressing anything negative about the queen was never seen as a sensible plan. But in this instance, in this very moment, Beatrice had inadvertently given Bumble an idea. That's the end of tonight's chapter. Night night. See you soon.